All right, are we live? I'm hoping we're live because I don't know what I'm going to do otherwise. I promised people I'd be here. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me for one, please. Oh, awesome. Anna's here. It wasn't letting me go live. It kept saying that I couldn't. Live wasn't available. So looks like we're here. So fantastic. I was a little nervous. Totally nervous, actually. I was going to hop on Facebook and let everybody know. But YouTube's got to take care of us. Hey, Amy. Woohoo! And Todd, you're here too. Awesome. 2 days in a row. I got it. I like it. Awesome possum. You know, I left the question up there again for today on what are the 3 things that you need to help prevent backing accidents. So 3 examples. I left that up there, but I think I probably should have talked about more of the 3 things that you need, 3 like equipment details that you need instead of 3 things that you should help to prevent accidents. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all of that here in a second. So of course, join in if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section so we can try and answer it. And we'll get to those right away. And we will talk about just a reminder of some of the additional details that are going on, new policy changes here at Decker, some of those changes that are happening so that you're aware of those. And if you have questions on any of that, now is the time to ask during our Q&A. So Q&A, we pretty much interrupt throughout the whole stream. So if you have a question and I see it, we'll interrupt what we're talking about and just answer your question. So I have no problem with that. We are discussing safety today, and the safety more specifically is the backing, the lane change, safe lane changes, and defensive driving. So how to prevent accidents. That's pretty much what we're talking about today for the most part. At least that's our subject. But before we dive into that, I do want to dangle the carrot in front of Amy's face at least one more time, because I promised you. Tomorrow we're going to be announcing more information on our scavenger hunt. That's right. That's all I'm giving you. No, it's from May 1st to May 31st. We'll give you more details. I can tell you right now that you can win. We've got 3 different positions or 3 different levels for second and third, and they're monetary prizes. So woo! If you can jump on, enjoy some of that, awesome. Do it. Have some fun with it. We'll give you the details so you know what you can win, how you can win, and just be creative. So what, you can't blame me for any cutoffs today? Yes, there you go. I believe so. And I was going to give you a hard time when it was giving me a hard time when I first logged on and it wasn't letting me on. But you're free from guilt, at least for now. Anna has started with giving us some more information too. So if you are looking at the chat at all and you have more questions, if you want some more information, she is full of it, and she's got, that didn't sound very good, Anna, but she does have a lot of information for it. Not necessarily full of it. No, awesome. Yes, most fleets, 1 out of every 4 collision involves backing up, which is weird if you think about it, because that's a little bit off kilter, off balance, because the majority of our time is going forward. Now, obviously, you're going to back up a little bit more in refrigerated than you would flatbed as you're backing the docks, bumping the docks. But yeah, 1 out of 4 accidents. So it's about 22%, a little bit over 22%. That is accidents that occur just from backing. And it's less than 1% of the time that we're driving is actually going backwards. So quite interesting. Prevent. My eyes are proud. Nobody said that? You said that. The weather is gorgeous here. We are enjoying some sunshine. I see clouds in the distance. They better not come near me, because then I get cranky. But it is gorgeous and we love it. So we're going to keep with that. All right, so again, that scavenger hunt that is going to start on the 1st of May. We'll give you details tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll already be dishing out all the good stuff. Mudflap Jackson, he's here, and he's got some nice weather. Ah, you turkey. Awesome. Todd, what's the weather like where you're at? Where are you? I'll wait for that. So let's get some more details here on. We've got the scavenger hunt. That's all I'm giving you on that one. I know. I love it. It's fun for me, Amy. Teasing you a little bit, dangling the carrot, making sure that you're going to have fun and participate. You guys did a great job last time. I want to see some more. So what we will also be talking about is flatbed. We've done some changes there with our flatbed division. The running lanes are going to be the same. We're not changing anything there. We're actually making adjustments on our tarping and securement. So instead of the ropes that we've been using in addition to our bungee cords, we're going to just have the bungee cords. And just a reminder, BTS Trucking, hello, thanks for joining us. So just as a reminder, if you at all question your technique with the bungee cords, you need to get with the training department so that we can get you right on schedule and on task, knowing all the safety measures, and make sure, if you do know the safety measures, to follow them so that you don't have any injuries with the bungee cords. Because yes, there are some dangers to it. Just like anything else, as long as you're doing the technique properly, you're going to be fine. So don't be stretching it and having it backfire on you. Definitely make sure that you're at the right angle as you're pulling, and never pull to beyond the length. So what is it? 3 times the length of it, I believe. So never overextend the bungee cord. I was trying to think of what it was. There's my info. So if a bungee cord is 24 inches, it's not going to be, you don't want to extend it more than 36 inches. Yes, so we are changing. Why is that highlighted? That's weird. We are changing from just the rope and bungee to just the bungees. So they'll be, we're getting all the equipment in all of the additional terminals, so you will be changing some of those out. And when you go to drop off a trailer, pick up another one, you're going to make sure that you have the right amount of equipment each time. So if you are leaving some, make sure you're picking some up at the same time. Otherwise, you're going to be short-handed, and we don't want that. We want to make sure that those loads are secure and safe, and so are you. 80 degrees. What else do we have here? Do not stretch beyond 50%. That's right. Oh, there she goes, right there in the example. All right. Yeah, and it was question 2. It wasn't just an afterthought on what all this is how this is gonna affect us. So the bungee cords, there was a lot of research before making this change. There's a lot of discussions, not only within house, but within the industry as well, and with customers making some changes, and they're not gonna make any stipulations for us as well. So they want to make sure that if no exceptions, basically, for us is what I'm getting at. They're gonna make sure that if they've got bungees, we've got bungees. They're not gonna throw any of those ropes in the midst of it. All right, so there's the update. There is the update on our bungee situation, transitioning over to the bungee. So if you have questions, let me know. Now's the time to ask. What else do we have for updates? So Amy says, when is Decker doing the full swing into the new equipment? They plan to add the sleepers such as satellite TV. Yes, indeed. Okay, so Amy broke the news to you in a good way, right? We love it. Okay, so she's asking about when we're transitioning into the new equipment. We're already in the midst of it. The microwaves are already going into the trucks. If you're not already aware of what we have for equipment, we did just get an update. The recruiting department just did get an update on some of the new equipment that's coming in, that's going to be released here for the refrigerated side and for the flatbed side. So I'm going to answer refrigerated first, since that applies to Amy and family. The refrigerated, we're looking at some more 579 Peets. We like our Peets, right? A lot of those who drive the Peets love the Peets. But we also have a handful of guys who absolutely love those Volvos. So don't worry, we've got Volvos coming in too. The Peets are the 579s. They are both, we have a combination of the Cummins and the Packard engines, and the transmissions are going to be the 12-speed automatics. So we'll have those continuing with the automatics. We will be getting double bunks on all of our new trucks, both refrigerated and flatbed, but both the Peterbilt and Volvo is what I meant to say, but it applies to both. So we're getting double bunks. So all of you who have been asking, guess what? We listened yet again. I love it. Yes, so we are getting double bunks for all of you guys. Before I talk a little bit more about the equipment, I want to remind you that the rider policy is after 90 days. It's $25 a month for your rider, and the riders have to be at least ages 10 to 69. So if you have more questions on that, hit up a recruiter, give them a holler, 888-668-0698. There, I had to second guess my number there. 888-668-0698. Can't say it slow. All right. So back to the equipment and what that all entails. We have Volvos. The 2019 Volvos that we're getting are going to be the 760s for the refrigerated side. Still the D13 engines or transmissions are the I-shift automatics. And again, double bunk. And the flatbed division, so let me back up for a second. So for the Peterbilts in the refrigerated division, they're going to have the ultra loft sleepers. So those are those tall sleepers. Lots of room for standing, or lots of standing room for you. There you go. Thanks, Anna, for putting that on there. Now you actually have the telephone number. So lots of room for standing. Now for the flatbeds, we've got the lower no ultra loft basically for the sleepers. Still good room, just so that you know that. But they're 2019s, 579 Peterbilts, again with the double bunks and the 12-speed automatics. You're going to have those, both Cummins X15 and the PACCAR MX. That's the same as the refrigerated side. With the Volvos, a little bit different with the Volvos for the flatbed as well. We're going to have the 740s, again with the D13 engines and the I-shift automatics and double bunk. So there you go. Those are the trucks that are coming in right now. Those are our new ones. Now we keep an average age of about 18 months for the trucks. So you're looking at trucks as old as 3 years, probably not anything older than that for any of our over-the-road divisions. Now, if you're in something local, then you could be in an older truck at that point. But yeah, for over the road, that's what you're looking at is 3 years. Trailers are newer as well. One question I did get asked on the trailers that in regards to the bungee cord, and I want to answer that since it was brought up earlier. We are not taking the hooks off of our current trailers. However, we are in discussion right now on whether or not the new trailers, as we order new trailers, if those will have the hooks or if we're going to be able to order them without. Because I know that it does definitely has a cost difference, pricing difference for those who without the hooks. BTS trucking, can you lease a Volvo? If it's available, then possibly. And I say possibly because we've been doing the Peterbilts and we haven't been doing the Volvos. We'll be getting an update on more information on our lease since now we know what the trucks that are coming in for 2019. Now we did have some other trucks coming in earlier in the year, but now this is the new shipments that are coming in. So I'll find out for sure on the Volvo. As of right now, they're just Peterbilts that we're leasing, no Volvos. So I'll get back to you on that one. But I have to write it down so that I can actually do that. And then I'll respond in the thread once I find it. Volvo leasing. Alrighty. Yeah, that's what I thought. Who am I talking to? Who's BTS? I'm giving you a dirty look because I can't read it. The print's too small. Anthony, hey, I hope all is good. Did you change the name of it? All right, Anthony, I'll give you a holler. Was thinking about you this morning, hoping all was going well. So, okay, so I'll find out about that. There was another question that we were looking forward to. So, what else? Oh, talking more about answering Amy's question, more of information on the equipment. So our current trucks, like I said, average age of about 18 months. Our current trucks all have refrigerators, APU units, bunk heaters. We have the inverters. We've got the monitor base. We've got for the TVs, and I think it's up to a 32-inch that it currently holds. But we've got more coming. So inverters, we've got the bunk heaters, we have CB units, navigation, company paid navigation, a Sirius radio. You need to have a subscription, but you can get a free subscription if you refer 2 or more people in a year time. And what else do we have? We've got the inward, outward facing smart drive event recorders. the lane departure device. We have the onboard scanners, if I didn't already mention that, but also the TransFlow app. If you're not, I don't know where my phone is. If you don't like the onboard scanners, or if they're not as user-friendly as you want, and you've used the TransFlow app before, use the TransFlow app. You can get it on your phone, handy dandy little sucker. Works pretty slick. What else? Really nice trucks, getting to that point. But we've been trying to work on some more amenities, trying to build more of a home away from home feel, somewhere where you're comfortable. I mean, you're out on the road a lot. We know the sacrifices you make. And even though we can't necessarily bring some of those sacrifices with you at all times, family, we can, however, try and make it more of a homey feel. So that being said, microwaves, we started installing those in the trucks about 3 weeks ago now. It is going to be a slower process getting those microwaves in. We've got more on order, but we're trying to get them as fast as they're making them. So we're getting those as quickly as possible. And we're training all of our technicians on the installation of those, as well as the installation, and I was like hanging this out just for Amy, but as well as the installation of the Epic View, which I'm super jacked about, because I've been wanting to provide you guys this for a while, and now Decker's got it. So here you go. We've got the Epic View. It's an on-demand TV. It comes with both the TV monitor. All of this will be installed for you, by the way. So TV monitor, as well as the combination of 100 plus channels, including Showtime and Cinemax, HBO, Sunday NFL Ticket. You've got those. So if you're looking to watch certain games, races, TV shows, I know Big Bang's not on it. Stephen brought that up last week. I mean, it was on it, but now that it's over. Anyways, we've got 100 plus channels for it. So it's fantastic with all that information. We are working on the installations now, but we do beg you to be patient with us, because it's going to be a process. Amy, let's see. What information would you need to give someone who may be looking to join Decker for the drivers get credit? Ooh, the TransFlow app. Amy, the TransFlow app. Have Stephen put their name and telephone number in the TransFlow app, and one of the recruiters will get a hold of them. That being me, and in your case. And then also, what else was that? What I want to tell you on that. The other option is just have them call 888-668-0698. And if you have them relay that they spoke to you or Stephen at the time, then we can get all that information attached to that application. Sound good? Awesome. We like those questions. Keep them coming. And the referral page, we'll talk about that in just a second. Amy, you take good care of me with these good questions. So back to the equipment, the Epic View. We are in the process of getting everybody trained, well, the techs trained for the installations, and we're getting them trained in all of our terminals. So each terminal is going to have a tech that's trained in it. We're getting the equipment out to them. And then hopefully by that time, once everybody is up to snuff with the training, then we will start the schedule and getting the other current trucks installed with not only the microwaves, but also the Epic View. So very, very exciting. We do expect it to take a few months, because we're working on the new trucks as they come in first. As the new trucks come in, then we're going to be putting that Epic View in right away, because they're right in the Fort Dodge terminal. Take care of that right out of the gate. Are the 700 watt microwaves? I don't know the wattage. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I wanted to say it was 800, but it could be full of malarkey. I know that they were, before they chose the microwave, there was a lot of research on what worked and what didn't. And actually, Kim was telling me that the one that they originally had in the truck was one they were testing, and it didn't work so well. So we got that one traded out. So that was a team, and we got that swapped out. So, Anthony, to answer your question, I don't know. I'll have to find out for you. It bogs down your inverter. And it could very well be the type of microwave, because when it initiates, oh, thanks, Anna. Anna's checking for us. So when it initiates, that's when it has the biggest voltage. I can tell you that if you live off a solar panel and you start a microwave, it drains your energy right off the bat. And so does flushing a toilet. Random information, but weird things that actually take a lot of energy that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Where you can run an oven, no problem. I think it's just that surge of electricity. I mean. Okay, so back to answering questions. Oh, bye, Amy. Game of Thrones. Oh, when you said got to go. That's what the GTO was. Nope, I lied. Yes, we'll get some information out to you. That referral program, Amy, is handy dandy. So anybody who is interested in the referral program, first of all, get a hold of one of the recruiters, 888-668-0698. They can give you additional details on the whole plan, because it is a big opportunity. You can make thousands right off the bat. $1,500 for every driver, or for the first 3 drivers each that you hire within the first year, that you refer and hire on. So it's all paid off within 90 days. So your first driver, $1,500, pays within 90 days. Second, third driver, same thing. Fourth and fifth, it's going to be $2,000 per driver, and $2,500 per driver for any driver 6 or more in a year's time that you refer. And we've got this cool little race. I used an example yesterday. It reminds me of the turtle and the hare, the tortoise and the hare story, where it's like running slow. Okay, well that's our website. Well, that's not our website, but that's on our website. If you go to drivedecker.com/driver-referral, you'll be able to see where you are in the running. So if you're the tortoise or the hare, and who's winning. And at the end of the year, we will have a grand champion for the driver referrals. And you do have to have a minimum of 5 referrals to be the winner of that. But the winner will get a $2,500 cash option or a trip to Las Vegas. So you have that option. Very fun. But that's the topping on the cake when you have several different layers of it. And if you have referrals, just send them in on your TransFlow app, or get a hold of the recruiter, or do both. Double check it. That's always good. Let me see. Anna says, the power inverter could also be tripped out and need to be reset. Yes. Okay, so great example. I had mentioned earlier that one of the microwaves that we were testing it just wasn't working well with the truck. So the power inverter, it was tripped sometimes, and then you just had to reset it. And you can reset it on the GFCI, or the inverter button has a reset as well. So if you're trying to troubleshoot it, that's one way to do it. Thank you for listing that, Anna. There we go. Okay, so yes, Anthony, you're right. It's a 700-watt inverter, or 700-watt microwave for us. Todd says, cold, rainy, northern Indiana. You don't have the weather I want. You had the weather that we had before. We got rid of. All right, so that is a little bit on some of the equipment that we have, and of course the referral bonus. So take advantage of it if you can. So Anna, thank you for checking on that. And Anthony, good question. I'm glad you asked that so that we could get the answer. All right, you guys, let's talk about lane changes, safe lane changes. Did I miss another info? Nope, good. All right, safe lane changes. How can we prevent accidents with those? One good way is you want to get rid of any distraction that you can. April is Distractive Awareness Month. Driver Distractive Awareness Month. Yep, am I saying that right? There we go. And during that, you want to make sure, and anytime, you want to make sure that you can remove any distraction that you might have. Turn the radio down, turn it off. When you're going down the road, if you have anything in your way if your mirrors are dirty, your windows dirty, get those cleaned off. Make sure that you have great visibility in all aspects, because if somebody is merging onto the road, you're on a 2-lane or a 4-lane, and you need to decide if you need to move over or not, make sure that you're checking all around you. You're going to look into your right, up forward. You're looking forward, to your left, forward, and checking your mirrors, making sure everything's good to go. So just merge, they'll get out of your way. Wrong. Anthony, yours have the worst comments. No, don't be a bully. You're being a bully. No bullying. The whole I have more lug nuts rule does not apply. Behave. Make sure that you're being courteous and giving room for them, and that you feel a lot better if you're more courteous to them. Let them just get out of the way. Get out of the way. But make sure that you, whenever possible, please stay in the right lane. Obviously, as they merge, if you need to move over into the left for safety, then go ahead. But you need to know your surroundings, who's coming up on you, who's not, how much room you have. If you saw a vehicle coming from behind and then all of a sudden you don't see them, odds are they're on one side or the other. So if you're on the left side, if you're on the left lane, they're probably on your right-hand side. If you're in the right lane, they're probably on your left-hand side. Hopefully they're not passing illegally, but make sure of your surroundings, know where they're at, because once you start doing a lane change, always use your signal, by the way, always, always, always signal. But if you're starting to do a lane change and you all of a sudden lost them, they're probably right there by your door. So please be careful and know where you're at. Size up your entire scene, your entire surroundings then, okay? When you're driving on the multi-lanes, always use your turn signal. We talked about that. What else am I thinking? Oh, be especially alert when you're entering into controlled access areas. There's a good chance they're going to try and beat you no matter where you're at. So if it's a four-wheeler, you guys are professional drivers, and we know that. We're relying on that. They're relying on that, but they make, four-wheelers obviously make stupid decisions often. It is aggravating. You're exactly right, Anthony. And it can be. And they're not going to be patient. Your job is to be patient for them, basically. I mean, somebody needs to just sit back and let them do what they're going to do without creating additional barriers, additional conflict for it. Again, I'm going to repeat what Patrice says, but a superior driver never puts himself in a position where he needs to utilize his superior driving skills. So avoid those whenever possible. But you're absolutely right. So what are 3 ways that you can actually help to prevent an accident, a safe lane change, or not a safe lane change? How do you prevent a lane change accident? Anybody? Any suggestions on that? Make sure, like I said, make certain that all of your areas around you, the scene around you, they're clear, that you're using your blinker, and you're constantly moving. Your eyes are constantly moving to make sure that you have space. Always, always, always use your blinker. What about backing accidents? What are 3 things that you can do to help prevent backing accidents? Get out and look. That's your number 1 thing. That is your first and foremost. That's your go-to. Get out and look. Goal. That's your goal. Once you get out and look, you need to promptly get back in the truck, because you never know how quickly somebody is going to try and sneak behind you, sneak in front of you, wherever, to try and get to wherever they're going. Make sure that whenever possible, you are not backing, but instead pulling into an area safely where you've got better visual of everything that's going around you. So for example, if you missed a turn, don't back up. Just keep going forward. Go to the next exit if you can. Go to the next street. Turn around. No U-turns. Avoid U-turns. In a tractor trailer, my goodness, getting stuck, you gotta get a tow truck, and then that starts to that gets safety involved. So yes, avoid U-turns. Go straight as much as possible. So go straight. Go forward as much as possible. Don't be backing when you don't have to. If you miss the turn, go find another place to turn around. Have a spotter. Have someone there to help you out. Obviously, you still need to go. get out and look. You need to make sure that the area is clear, but still use the spotter. Have someone that you trust and that knows your skill, especially, so they know, where you're turning and they can help advise you. The better they know you, especially as a team member, the nicer it is to work with them, because they know what direction you're turning, how you're going to react to somebody that's coming behind you, how quickly you'll be able to react. When you're backing, back at an idle speed. You don't need to put on the gas. You don't need to, do back quickly. Just idle speed, the backing, and then brake softly. You'll be doing that so that you don't have any jarring and nothing gets out of place there. So, and so it's just suggestions for backing. And as much as possible, use your left. So you've got more of a visual of what you're backing into. Have some point of reference as you're backing. Plan ahead, as always. Plan ahead so that you know what you're going to use to, what point of reference you're going to use to start turning, where you're going to need to crank the other direction, and so forth. And if you need to take a couple of trials at it, do it. As long as you're taking your time and you're being patient, you don't need to rush and then have an accident instead of being patient, taking your time and really assessing the situation before you go in. All right. Oh, Anthony says, need to have a 360 view at all times. Yeah, whenever you can. That's exactly right. Back until you hit something, move forward and try again until you get to the spot. Wrong, Anthony. Anthony likes to test me. Can you tell? No. That's a false. If it's a true or false question, the answer's false on that one. Yeah, turn off the radio. That's a great suggestion. So if you're backing, roll down the window, make sure the windows are clean again, and turn down the radio, turn off the radio so that you can hear. It's easier it's less frustrating. It's more calming when the area is quiet. You can hear if somebody is honking or reacting or yelling because the radio's down. You're just more of your surroundings, and don't be multitasking. We talked about that the other day. Multitasking, it doesn't work. Something's going to get dropped. So get out and look. That's right, Anna. Get out and look, get out and look, get out and look. Make sure your tandems are in the right position. That's a great suggestion. Yep. And using the reference points. I lose more gloves. Seriously though, practice. All right. So now we've got Anthony on the serious note. Practice. Back is what separates the drivers from the steering wheel holders. And it is weird because backing is such a small percentage of your drive time, but if you can't back properly, it can really be detrimental to your position. We've got some really good drivers going forward that I've talked to, from the recruiter's stance, recruiting position. I talked to a lot of drivers who are interested in coming aboard. They've got a great driving record moving forward, but their backing is something to be less desired. Well, I can't work with that many accidents or that many incidents, no matter what you're rating them. They might not be DOT reportable, but they're still considered accidents and there's still a monetary value. And if they add up that much, that's a lot of damage to the equipment. And damage can happen. So learn how to back, know how to back, have confidence in yourself when you do it. Don't be overly confident, but have some confidence so that when you're backing up, you can do it properly. Yep, warning lights, flashers, lights, backup alarm, horn, and then adjusting your mirrors properly. Those are all things that are going to help. Anthony says, don't ever spot anyone to back up into traffic because you're just I'm reading and it moved on me. Don't ever spot anyone because you're just enabling them to be garbage drivers, he says. Yeah, when you're spotting someone, make sure that they've already gotten out to look. If you do choose to spot them, if someone spots you, you need to get out to look first. If you don't know your surroundings, if they are not taking the time to know their surroundings, you don't want to you don't want to be their spotter. They need to make sure that they are aware of everything that's around them. They need that view before they get in the truck and start making a move. Have a helper, never back into traffic, never ever back into traffic or blindside backing. Never ever. Never ever. See, I'm not the only one that's uses never, never, never. Back up onto a road, even a short distance. So story time. We've got, now this happens all the time. So honestly, I could make up this story and it couldn't even be, it could just be some random person, but legit story. When there's a team that was driving forward, the guy missed his turn and his partner got out, started guiding him backwards on the interstate to get onto the off ramp or to get onto his turn. And in the midst of all that, a car was coming from the opposite direction. So he was headed east, the car was headed west, and they thought they were just parked there. They thought they just were parked right after the exit. They didn't realize that he was actually backing up, and that car tried to slide behind him and take that exit. Well, didn't work, because as he was backing up, he obviously hit the car, and he was backing up at a speed that was too fast. It was not at an idle speed. So several negatives. First of all, don't back up into traffic. Do not back up on the interstate. You need to go to the next exit. In this instance, go to the next exit and safely turn around. All right. Sometimes we have to, Anthony says, sometimes we have to blindside back. It's more difficult, but not impossible. If you do have a spotter, make sure you all agree on what the hand motions are. That's a good point. Yeah, when you have a spotter, you need to make sure that you're communicating well and that you can hear him. Roll down those windows. Make sure that he can hear you and you can hear him. Excellent advice. All right. No driving into streams or anything like that. Excellent. Wise Anthony. Get out and look. That's right. Gentle reminder of getting it into your head. No, just kidding. All of us. We're all that way. We all need to do that. Talking about backing. Safety measures. What else? Defensive driving. You guys are professional drivers out there. We are really relying on your eyes and ears and actions. So make sure that you are driving defensively, that you can kind of foresee some of the decisions that another driver, especially four-wheelers, might be making. Another tractor-trailer driver, we do definitely put you guys on a different level. You are on a different level than just anybody with a regular Class C license, Class D license. But you need to live up to it. And patience is a virtue that we hope that each and every one of you guys have while you're out on the road, because not only do you need to be patient with us as we're doing some of these upgrades, but you need to be patient with some of the people in the decisions that they make. You don't know what's going on with them. You don't know what other factors might be happening and or what kind of distractions they might have. And you need to be aware of pretty much anything. So if someone's passing you and, you have to be aware that they might be on the phone. Odds are they're on the phone. And if they are, how are you going to react if they swerve? How are you going to hold your own and make safe decisions? So Anthony also says, unless you're at one of the communist shippers or receivers, wait to move your tandems till you've lined up. I'm going to say true. Yeah, you have to say true. Those. Oh, I missed one. The writing is too small. I clearly need to make it bigger or not step so far from this. All right. Anna says, even though drivers spend a small amount of time in reverse, accidents involving backing accidents amount for over 22% of total accidents. True. Anthony, you are correct. Yes, sir, you are correct. Very good. Defensive driving, safe lane changes, and backing. Please be aware. Educate yourself. Do not test your skill level. Be prepared. Know how to react. Very cool. All right. Awesome. You guys, if you have not already, Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notified every time we have an awesome announcement or a new update on any of our policies and new positions available. So right now we do have over-the-road, regional, and refrigerated, and over-the-road and regional flatbed positions available. So if you want more details on that, you need to get a hold of a recruiter. 888-668-0698, or you can go to drivedecker.com and fill out an application. Upper right-hand corner. It says apply now. Todd says, go slow and be patient with everyone. That is exactly right. Gold. Get out and look. That's right, Todd. I'm with you. You need to get out of this truck ASAP. Be careful. I'll check, Anthony, I will check on the Volvo for you, though. I'll get back to you. Oh, that's to know for sure. I'm pretty sure it's just Pete's right now. I haven't heard anything about a Volvo. Cool. And one thing that was being asked last week is these Epic Views are being put in all of our company trucks first. So all of the company are being in there, are being updated first before we move on to whether they're company or lease purchase or owner operator. That part hasn't been discussed yet. So right now it's just company. That's what I'm getting at. Cool. Yes, don't forget about the scavenger hunt. Tomorrow we'll be announcing all of the details because I know you want it. Games, everybody likes games. Fun time, had by all. Earning a little bit of money. That's always good too. I'm missing it. Nope. Cool. All right. So if you need more information on the lease purchase, I know what I wanted to remind you guys too. If you need more information on the lease purchase, so get a hold of one of the recruiters, and we can not only just send you the details for the lease purchase, the payments, and all of the financial details, but also kind of give you a little bit more on the truck as well. So feel free to get a hold of one of the recruiters. It's 888. There you go. 888-668-0698. They are there. Happy as a clam to answer your question. One other thing for parking, if you are choosing to park at a private property on your home time, or it doesn't even have to be on your home time, 34-hour or overnight or whatever it is, if you're parking on private property, you need to have permission. Reason being is if you don't and you're towed, that expense goes to the driver. And that is usually a very hefty price tag. So make sure that if you are parking on private property that you have the owner's permission. Okay, just as a reminder for that. That one was a friendly reminder too. But yeah, those bills they cost. So if you're booted or towed or whatever, not only can you be late on a load, but it's going to cost you a fortune too. So. Okay, cool. All right, so tomorrow we'll visit a little bit more about that scavenger hunt and give you more details. Stay tuned for more updates on the equipment that is coming in. Once we know where our technicians are and the equipment is all out to where it needs to be, and that we have some of these new trucks that have been coming in, we've got those updated, then we're going to be working on our current fleet for that Epic View and the microwave. So we'll get that schedule out to you as soon as possible, but it's in the works. So let me know. Also, I do want to say a shout out to, I don't know if you want to call it a shout out, but more of a call out to those Falcon drivers that Falcon Transport. Did you hear about that? I heard about it yesterday, and it sounds like it happened over the weekend. And there are a lot of guys that were just pretty much stranded. Do you remember Arrow did that? Oh my gosh. That was in 2000. Was that in 2009? I can't remember when it happened, but I remember when it happened, and there were people stranded all over. Company went bankrupt, or they couldn't make bills. I don't know the whole story, so I'm not even going to start guessing. But the Falcon drivers, company based out of Ohio, the company closed, left a lot of drivers without money to pay for fuel to get back home, to get the truck back to where it needs to get back to their families. They didn't get their paychecks on Friday. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, but if you didn't get your paychecks yesterday or today, I did see on the news that you are supposed to start filing a report for that. So anyways, I did want to give you guys a heads up on that. But for you Falcon drivers, if you're stranded, if you're in need of a job, we hire out of those areas. I don't know about all of the areas that they hired out of because I don't know all of their details, but out of Ohio and Indiana, most definitely. We have weekly home time in some of the areas. We have over the road in others, flatbed, refrigerated, van in some areas in Indiana. So if you hear me, if you're a Falcon driver, or if you know somebody that needs help and needs to get started, we've got plenty of freight. We can keep you busy. We have some opportunities here, so definitely give us a holler. It's 888-668-0698. Yeah, a lot of drivers lost their jobs. I think then they had like 700 trucks and the over 550 drivers, and all of them are without, most of them away from home. And what are they going to do with the equipment? They just had to pretty much leave it in order to get home. You know, they couldn't afford to get any fuel to get the trucks back. Hate to see that, but those of you who need jobs, we're here. Hopefully we can help you out. You know, obviously it's going to be based off of qualifications and everything, but the hiring area for the most part that I'm aware of, we hire out of. So give us a call, 888-668-0698. We do have not only paid orientation, which is $800. We take care of your transportation here. We do get a rental car, so that'll help with getting all of your stuff because you're leaving a truck stranded, and we can help you out with that, okay? Also with I'm trying to think of what else. We have a $100 Visa gift card that you get the week of orientation as well. So that's going to be in addition to it. All your meals and your hotel are covered. Yeah, I don't know. I just hate to see this. Like to be able to help if we can. So yeah. And for those of you who know Falcon drivers, if you want to get a referral and want to talk to them, let them know. It's just they need to get back to making money, and this is a situation that you never want to see anybody in. All right, I will get off that sad note, and I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. It was nice to have you here, Amy and Todd and Anthony and Mudflap. I don't know if you're still here or if you left us, but we will talk to you in 2 weeks. We won't be available next week, but we will be here in 2 weeks. So I hope you guys take care. Make sure that you do subscribe to us and click on the bell, just like Amy says, so that you can follow us and we'll let you know when any updates occur. And then of course, follow us on Facebook because that's a cool place to be sometimes, unless it likes to kick me off, which it does. No. All right, all good. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. We will see you tomorrow for the heads up on our scavenger hunt, rules, regulations, and fun stuff like that. Awesome. Okay, you guys take care. Thank you so much for being here today. Bye-bye.